Hey MarJanae, how you doing today? Good to see you.
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. How's your day been so far? I know it's early.
My day has been amazing. It's been amazing. I usually get up early. I meditate, I spend time with the Most High. That's my daily practice. And I pray, I set my intention for the day. So,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah, so let the viewers know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, MarJanae.
So, I'm a holistic love and pleasure coach. But aside from all of that, I am a practitioner, I'm a teacher, I'm a healer. I love my titles, but most of all, I love what's on the inside of me. I move according to my purpose, my mission, whatever it is that's given to me to do, that's what I do. I love my community and I love reaching out and serving. But aside from all of that as well, I'm a captain in the military.
Right, right.
So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
been a
so,
journey in itself. That's really been a journey in itself. But
so you got yourself doing a few different things that you're into. I like it. I like it. That's
yeah.
excellent. So when you like think about before you got into holistic love coaching, like
Mhm.
what was your kind of mindset at the time, if you think back to like when you were thinking about this is what you want to do going forward? What made you feel like this is actually the path that you want to take going forward?
So I was deep in meditation one day, and I've expressed this. I went on a fast. I went on a fast, and there were so many messages that was coming to me at the time. And right there in that moment, I said, you know what? I'm open and I'm available. And whatever practice that I need to go into, show me. Show me. So I immediately thought about when, before I met my husband, how I was celibate. I was loving on me. I was spending time with me. And remind you, this is before marriage, this is before children. And the journey was continuing on. But before all of that, I remember sitting with myself and really taking the time to heal myself. And I feel like during that time, we're not knowledgeable of what's taking place. We just think, oh, I'm just sitting by myself. I'm not dating. I'm not doing anything. But that's the best time to nurture yourself and love on you. So I thought about that and I said, you know what? I need to share my testimony.
Right, 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 right.
How can I do this? Because what happened to me happened from the root. you know, the sacral, my womb, and I could feel it while I was going through it.
Mm,
And I
mm.
said, you know what? Other people, they need to know this. They need to feel this. They need to understand that this is real and it exists. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take on the assignment of allowing people to understand that it's deeper than just sex. It's deeper than just touch. It's deeper than just, oh, you're beautiful. I want to date you. I want to love on you. It's deeper. What about the conversations? What about the healing that takes place individually and also when you get with your person? So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you mentioned being a celibate before you met your husband and you yourself were going through some kind of like healing in that period, right? So like,
Mm,
you know, we all go through different struggles within relationships in the past and, you know, we navigate through them to get to where we are now. So can you walk us through some of the issues that you were having in your previous relationships or the struggles that you were having when you had to heal in that
yeah.
period?
Yeah. So I was in college. I was going to Hampton University, and I remember dating. Um, when I was growing up, listen, my dad was a bishop. He was like, ain't nobody dating my daughter. She's gonna stay in the house. And it wasn't because he was just like, oh, she's staying in the house and I don't want her to do anything. My father understood the assignment and the calling that was on my life. And I feel like when you're younger, you don't really understand, what your parents are saying at the time. But when you get older and you really mature, you get it. So I was in college and I remember dating. I remember, just exploring life. And I realized, I'm a deep person. Whatever's out here right now, it's not feeling me. I'm not feeling it. So I remember calling my dad, and my dad was like, see, I told you. So once I realized the anointing that was on the inside of me, I pulled back. Not because I didn't find anyone interesting or, beautiful today. It was different for me, you know? It was different. The kind of conversations that I would have with the men that I was dating, and they would tell me, "You're special. I can't date you. I gotta be your friend. I can't date you. It's something about you. But I want you to continue on your journey because whoever gets you, they're gonna be happy."
Excellent,
So
excellent.
I took that for what it was, but I just thought it was so beautiful that they understood the calling and the light that was on the inside of me as well. Just by a few dates or just by talking to me on the phone, they realized that and they made sure they protected me and they placed me to the side for the man that was supposed to be in my life, you
Right,
know?
right, right. Yeah, so like when you think about the conversations you were having with these people at that time, what was kind of missing in those conversations for you that made you feel like this is not for you? And what was it about you that made them, that you think made them feel like, actually, I cannot date this woman because she's kind of a special. What was actually going on in that situation?
So when you date someone, you just go out and you just, you talk, you casually date, you know. I realized the conversations, they weren't they weren't deep. It wasn't a healing conversation. It was on the surface. Hey, you want to go get something to eat? You want to go on a walk? You know, you want to meet me at this time? You want to go out this late? You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Calling up different times of the night, wanting to do this and wanting to do that. And I said, no, if you're going to be with me, you're going to have to really understand who you're dealing with. I set that bar and I set healthy boundaries for myself. But I had to get to a place where I had to tell them, you know, and then that's when they realized, wait a minute, she not just letting me hit it and quit it. Like she not just answering the phone when I call her in the middle of the night. Now, this girl is 19, 20. She supposed to be out here with me and living her life. But I'm like, believe me, I tried it. I tried it, but it just didn't work for me. It didn't work. Yeah.
So it really came down to you being upfront with them about like how you feel about the relationship or the kind of connection between the two of you that made them come to the conclusion that it's better for them to just let you be you and be free. So like, would you consider yourself to be a sapiosexual woman?
Ah, sapiosexual. You know what? I'm a different kind of woman. I always say I'm a whole lot of woman. I don't really put a title on it. I just go with the energy, you know? You
Yeah,
know?
for sure, for sure, for sure. Like a lot of people that go through the same kind of thing where they cannot find that right kind of connection with a partner. Maybe it's through like the kind of conversation or they're just not clicking the way they want to click and they kind of want to pull back. They tend to kind of focus on their professional career because they're not finding what they're looking for in relationships, right? So after focusing so heavily on their career, it kind of creates a separation and a gap between themselves and their intimate side. So, like, in your opinion, though, like, how can people that are focused so heavily on their career start to get into the relationship side of things again and really connect with their feminine side or their intimate side once again?
I feel like when you find that balance, working is good, but you have to realize what makes you happy. What makes you smile every day? What do you find that's pleasurable? What brings you passion? And I feel as if when you find that balance, that's when whatever you start to feel and embody, you start to attract it, because it's radiating on the outside of you. And you're starting to feel it, even in your work, in your writing, in your career field, whatever you're doing. And before you know it, that love comes towards you. Everything you're looking for. Matter of fact, you don't even have to look for it. You are already embodying it. And it comes to you and it faces you. It really does. It faces you. And you're like, I'm surrounded around people that I didn't even know I would be surrounded by.
Right, right.
Asked out on a date with a person that I had the intention of wanting to date one day, but now since I'm actually loving on myself and embodying all of that and what I want, and what I need, now it's coming towards me.
Yeah.
So balance. I say balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Balance is definitely key. And I could tell that you're the kind of person that's very in tune with your spiritual side and someone that looks at the divine order of nature, and things like that, you know. And
Mhm.
that being said, like a lot of people, they look at gender roles within relationships. And some people say is that the natural way for like one partner to lead in a relationship and the other partner to follow, the leader being the man. And some people feel like, well, that's just gender roles, that's just a stigma. And we are more free than that and we can do it however we like, right?
Mhm.
So what is your viewpoint on gender roles within relationship? Do you feel like it is like natural for there to be a male leader, or do you feel like it's a different dynamic altogether?
So I would say understanding the roles, different situations, different circumstances, different things taking place. If you come into your relationship and both of you all are driven, both of you all have purpose, guess what? You have no need to be depending on one another. You all should be working as a team to fulfill that purpose. When you're in a relationship and it's like looking at, oh, he should be doing this, oh, she should be doing that. No, you work together. It's a 50-50. Remember, you're a team and whatever you do. So if one person is not showing up in one area, you notice it and you show up in that area. Don't wait for them to tell you. That's love language, paying attention to one another. If you know a person is down that day, your wife, your boyfriend, your husband, you know, if you notice that a person is down, you know what? I'm gonna cook today. You know what? I'm gonna wash these dishes today. You know what, baby? Don't worry about it. I'll pay the bill. You focus on your career. You focus on the things that keeps you going, your purpose, you know?
Right.
And really tapping into one another and feeding one another. You have to feed and speak life into one another. Because when you're growing and you have these different roles, you have to understand that both of you are individual beings as well. You both need that support, you both need that push, and you both need that love. You need
Yeah. So essentially, what you're saying is understanding each other's strengths and supporting each other
it.
where need be, so to speak. But some people will be like, or women, let's say women that look at like they want to feel like they can settle into their femininity, right? So they need a man that is able to kind of play his role in order for them to settle in their femininity. And if they have to kind of do this 50-50 thing or fill gaps, they feel like they can't settle in their femininity. What would you say to that?
I would say, you know what? Stand in it. You have to envision it. You have to really put yourself in a place wherein you change your mind. If you feel like you cannot stand in your femininity, evaluate yourself. Look in the mirror and see what it is that's taking place. Why are you not feeling feminine? What's going on around you that you need to change? Do you need to separate yourself from some things? Self evaluation. Because if you're a woman, if you're a man, like I said, we all have divine masculine, divine feminine. We all do. But if you're not in your feminine, it's time to make some changes, baby. It's time to do the work. It's time
Right,
to evaluate what's going on
right, right.
and go. Let it go. Whatever's keeping you stuck in your mind and keeping you from showing up, let it go. And make up in your mind that I am going to be in my feminine.
Right, right.
Start slowing down. I'm going to start being in my sensual nature. I'm going to start taking care of my body, drinking my water, you know, taking care of my health, yoga, Pilates, whatever it is, taking care of me.
Mm.
And guess what? That's feminine, baby.
Yeah, it definitely is feminine to kind of embracing all those things. So, like, when you say letting go, right? Like if a woman is not feeling like she can do all those things to take care of herself because she's having to cater for like roles that she are not being currently filled,
Mhm.
is that the time for her to let go of that situation, or what can she do in that situation?
Yes. Yes, if it's too heavy, if you notice that you're not even taking care of you and you're doing and doing and doing for so many other people, something got to go. Take a moment, get a note card. I got a note card in front of me, y'all. Get a note card, and I need you to write down everything that you're doing. Write it down. And when you write those things down, evaluate what's some things that you can take off of that list and give to someone else. And even if you can't give it to someone else, if you're cooking and if you're cleaning every day and you know you have the help, guess what? Some days you sit back. Maybe on Saturdays you do your cleaning. Maybe on Wednesday, just certain days out of the week. You don't have to, pile things up on yourself. Take the time to really spend time with you. Take some things off of that list. I'm serious. Take them off. And on the back of it, I want you to write down what you want to do for yourself to
Yeah.
replace the things, that you took off the list. What are some things that you want to start doing for yourself? Whether it's waking up early in the morning and going to the gym, you know, whether it's envisioning how you want to see yourself and the things that you want to do within yourself, and you putting it down and saying, okay, on this day, I'm going to start writing my book. On this day, I'm going to start creating content or a journal or whatever it is. I'm going to start a new dance club. Okay, I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to start collaborating and putting my face out there so that people can understand who I am and
Mm.
my mission, my purpose.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, like a lot of us spiritual people, they say like spirituality is also freedom, right? So when they look at relationships, sometimes they look at maybe monogamous relationships as like they're not completely free. And they start to look at different kind of relationship dynamics. They look at things like monogamy versus non-monogamy and seeing which one is more in tune with their own nature. So in that context, what is your viewpoint on monogamy versus non-monogamy?
Monogamy versus non-monogamy. I would say, I would say this. You have a purpose to fulfill. And when you're in that relationship, if that person cannot respect your purpose, it's time for you to go.
Right.
It's time for you to go. The season is over. Because before you came here in this lifetime, you were predestined to succeed and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. The person that's with you, guess what? They're going to celebrate you. They're going to tell you to fulfill that purpose. I don't care if you do connect with other people. It's meant for you to connect with other people. You can't be selfish, You can't be selfish. You deserve to be free. Set healthy boundaries for yourself first, and you won't have to second guess it for the person that you're with. You won't because you already set it from within. And they trust you, they know you, they understand you, they connect with you. So whatever you're doing, guess what? You're motivating them to do it too. And now you're both free and you're able to expand and work your purpose in different areas of life. So that's my viewpoint on that. Be
Yeah,
free.
yeah, yeah.
Live
Yeah,
your purpose.
yeah,
Don't let anybody keep you stuck. Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah. Everybody definitely has their own perception of like how they should live, and that should definitely be respected. And some people when they hear that their partner would like to open up the relationship, they feel like, oh, that means that there must be something missing in our relationship. Do you feel like there's any truth to that? Do you feel like there must be something missing in a relationship if somebody wants to open it up?
You know what I realized? We cannot be everything to an individual. Mm-mm. Really think about that. Think about what I just said. Everybody has a position and assignment in your life. Whether they're there to help you through that season. Maybe you have to bring in somebody to help you cook. Maybe you're not the best cook. Somebody can come in, you know? Maybe you just need someone to motivate in the season that you're in. So that's what I say about that.
Mm.
You have to look at, and this is why I say don't be selfish. You have to look at the circumstance. And a lot of times when you're maneuvering and you're making things happen, you need help or you need someone to come in. Or maybe you don't feel like you need someone, and guess what? The Most High will send you that person. And guess what? Now y'all going on trips together. Now you all are starting a business together. Now you all are really reaching out to other people together. And guess what? They are your tribe. This is your ministry. These are your people. This is your community. They're there to help guide you. So even though you may be that person's partner or spouse or, my love, whatever you choose to call, that beautiful being that walks the earth with you, you know,
Yeah.
you all have to understand that there are more people coming. It's not just you all. Yes, you all are going to stick together. Yes, you all are. But guess what? There's a community that's coming and they're there to support you and help you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as human beings, we are definitely designed to be part of a community, you know.
Mhm.
But oftentimes, like, there's always jealousy within relationships, regardless of if it's monogamous or non-monogamous. For
Mhm.
example, in a non-monogamous situation, it could be like you're spending more time with this other person than you're spending with me. Or in a monogamous situation, it could be I noticed that you're looking at this person or speaking to this person too much. So, to the point that the person that's been accused of these things wants to know how they can let their partner know that there's nothing to be jealous about. So, in your opinion, how could someone that's feeling these jealous emotions start to deal with their emotions of jealousy?
Get to a safe space where you can talk to your partner about it. But first, you have to face yourself. What's causing you to be jealous? You have to be real with yourself. But get to a safe space wherein you can really just first vent within yourself and then talk to your partner about it.
Mhm.
Talk to them about it.
Mm.
Tell them what's going on with you. And then they will reassure you that it's just you. It's just you. And I feel like that's a beautiful reassurance. But
Right.
deep down inside, if you're starting to feel lack or if you're starting to feel jealous or envious, that's a personal problem. It is. No one can't make you feel a certain way. They cannot. You make yourself feel that way.
Right.
So
Right.
you have to do the work to release that.
Right.
It's time for women to start coming together. It's time for other men to start congratulating other men. Stop tearing people down. Some people are gifted in other areas of their life. You know, they're really in tune with certain things. They're gifted in certain things. Honor that gift on the inside of them. And you're gifted in certain areas of your life.
Right.
So what can I say about that? Yeah, don't let nobody make you feel any kind of way. Just do the self-evaluation and figure out what is happening with me. You know? Yeah.
So, like for someone that's like realized that they've spoken to their partner and they realize that the jealous emotion they're feeling is more of a personal problem, so they want to do this evaluation within themselves, but they're still kind of feeling this kind of jealousy, even though they've evaluated themselves. What are the steps they can take to actually understand that there's no need for to feel that way and for them to start freeing themselves of that feeling?
Take a step back and start pouring into you. Think about everything that you want to start doing for yourself. That's what I say. Take a step back. Stop focusing on what's taking place right there and start pouring into you to wherein you don't even have those thoughts. You're not even thinking that because once that person sit down with you the first time and reassure you, you should know automatically where you stand with that individual.
Right.
That's what I say about that.
Mhm.
Take a step back, reevaluate everything because your emotions are high. Look, it's time to get spiritual. You're in your flesh. You're in your flesh. Tap into your spirit and understand that it's a spiritual thing.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let go of what you see on the surface and think about ways that you can actually help out those people that are helping out your husband. Hey, come here really quick. Let me show you this. helping out your wife. Hey, all right, he doing this. Okay, let's move. Let's do this together. Now, if you see something that don't make you feel right, you have that talk. Hey, I didn't like how that person touched you or whatever the case may be, because there have to be boundaries there, right? But still feel free within yourself. Still feel free, but honor your relationship, respect respect yourself first, and just be. Just be. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Like sometimes though, there is some truth to the reason why someone's feeling jealous, because infidelity may have happened in a relationship or in a situation. Like, for example, like if it's a monogamous situation, like,
Yeah.
and infidelity happens, there's trust broken, and even in a non-monogamous situation, there's an agreement between them, and sometimes someone can step out of that agreement. So, like, once that trust has been broken, the person that has kind of felt betrayed finds it hard to start to trust again. So, with that being said, what is your viewpoint on forgiveness after infidelity in a relationship?
Forgive yourself first.
Right? Forgive
And
yourself first. Yeah.
yeah. And really think about why. What happened? And why did you even have to step out? What caused you to step out like that? And share that with your partner. What really took place that you felt like you had to do that? We had an agreement. We had a talk. What happened? What happened? And
And
that's when you get to the root of what's taking place. And you start to see your partner. You let go of judgment. You look at the perception. You look at the perspective. Don't be so big-headed to where it's your fault. You shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have said it. But you didn't have to do that. But you didn't. No, 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 no. We're not going to do that. Don't do that. Have a talk with that person and really look at them in the eyes and figure out, hey, baby, what happened? Do you have a certain desire? Is there a certain fetish? Is there something that I need to know? Do you want to do something? Do you want to explore something? We're on this journey together. What was it? And that's when you start to learn your partner. And guess what? Now your partner feels open enough to talk to you about what they have going on, because they know that you're not going to judge them.
right.
Once you come into that relationship, or once you come into that conversation judging, that makes a person pull away, because you're not accepting them for their authenticity. You're not accepting them. They want you to see them for their truth and who they are. They don't want you telling them that you should be an illusion and you should put on the mask and you should be like this and you should be like that. No, we're not going to do that. If you're going to see me, well, I'm going to see my way out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that open communication without fear of judgment is definitely the quickest way to build trust. So,
Yeah.
like, in that situation where, like, they've had that kind of open communication after infidelity, do you feel like the relationship can get back to where it was, or do you feel like there will always be an element of doubt because of the issue that has happened in the past?
Yes, it can get back to where it is. But guess what? It takes two. You can't do all the work. That person has to do the work with you. Remember what I said before? You all are a team. You're a team. You're a
Yes,
team.
for
And
sure.
you have to really heal through that. You all do it together. And think
Excellent.
about what brought you all together. The beginning phase of a partnership or relationship is just so beautiful, because whatever's taking place in whatever situation, that happened, you all can always go back and think about, okay, baby, you used to make me laugh. You used to do this. You used to say this. You should take me out here. We used to have conversations about this. We used to meditate. We used to pray. You know, we used to write down our visions together. Whatever it was that really brought you there, that's what I say. Go back to that. And if you believe in the power of prayer, which is I do, yes, I do, you all pray and work and get yourself back. Don't let nothing affect what has been joined together.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you yourself as a holistic love coach, you speak to different people all the time and you find out things about them, about their situation that needs healing and things like that. So what would you say was the biggest thing or some of the biggest things that you've learned from the people that you've spoken to as a holistic coach?
Mm. Oh, shadows, releasing shadows, shadows that you didn't even think you had, you know, doing the shadow work. I started my journey doing the shadow work. I love E. Michelle. I want to say something about E. Michelle. She was actually my teacher, you know, during the time when I had to let go and really tap into my shadows. Because even though you feel like you've done the work, guess what? The work, it keeps going. It keeps going, and you keep healing. You keep working on yourself. You keep pouring into yourself. It's an ongoing thing. But when I talk to my clients now, I'm able to really get to the root of what's taking place. And the only way that we can do it is that we let go of the barriers and we go into the shadows. What took place in the past? What were the mental blocks that tried to keep you stuck? What continues to hold you up from showing up right now? What is it? Is it fear? You know, you're scared. What is it? You're thinking about other people and what they will say. You have to let go of those things. You have to let it go in order to live in your truth. You have to be free. So give yourself permission to be free. It's time for you to choose you. Choose you. I don't care what anyone said to you in the past when you were a little girl, when you were a little boy. Guess what? Nurture that inner child. Spend time healing that inner child because that person's still you. And guess what? The more you heal, the more you glow. And you can show up for everything that the Most High has set out for you.
Excellent,
But you have
excellent,
to let go of those shadows. You have to break
excellent,
the barriers. Break them. Break
excellent.
them. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, MarJanae, it's been great speaking with you. Thank you so much for coming
Oh, it's
on.
done already?
Yeah, we only got 30 minutes, but we can talk for so much longer. I appreciate everything that you've shared today. So thank you so much for that. Where could people find you, find out more about you, and find out more about what you do?
Yeah, so I'm on LinkedIn, MarJanae Truesdale, but you can also email me at loving as within so without. I am the founder and CEO of that community. So yeah, I'm out there. MarJanae Truesdale, okay? I love you all.
Excellent.
Live your purpose.
And for the viewers, the links to her socials will be in the description, so you can contact MarJanae and find out more about what she does. Once again, MarJanae, thank you so much for coming on. Any final words before you wrap up?
Yeah, final words. Listen, live your purpose. Don't you stay stuck. Okay? This is 2025. Take it back and radiate beauty.
Excellent. Thank you so much,
All
MarJanae.
right.